Hey, Shalom. Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Hakadash. Double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the Akim that's pushing the word in truth and sincerity. It's the priest of Mathia from the GMS Dallas camp. And wanted to go to a quick lesson how the curses point to you so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans. The curses of the Israelites points to you so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans. We can see in today, when you look into the hoods and what have you, you have the so-called black man and the so-called Mexican, all right? Even Puerto Ricans. This is showing you how the northern and southern northern and southern kingdom has been in squalor together, been in the lowest of the lows, especially here in America. And yet, our people have division against one another. And that goes into the scriptures. All right? Now, the Lord let us know throughout the scriptures, all right? Throughout the Bible, if you do not abide by my law, statutes, and commandments, if you do not praise my name, I will put you into subjection. I will put you into hell. You know what I'm saying? Evil. Okay? Bad times. I will put evil over you. All right? Eve is time. Ill is bad. He put us in bad times. Okay? Now, we're going to get a couple of scriptures here. Lord willing, this will be edifying. I wanted to actually start off with Malachi. This is Malachi 2 and 2. And it reads, you know what? I'm going to start at 1. It says, "And now, O ye priests, the commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith Yahweh of hosts," and that's the Lord. All right? "I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse you. I'll curse your blessing," because our blessing was given when you go into Genesis 27. Okay, and that's going when the blessing was given to Jacob. So it went through the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, and it says here, "And yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart." Okay, so we didn't lay it to heart, and the Lord said basically we already cursed. So the Lord knew what we were going to go, what was going to happen. All right, the Lord knew what was going to happen. All right, we knew we were going to go off. All right, and when you go into Lord here, let's go into it. Lord is in all caps, and it says on here, it says Jehovah, but when you look at the actual wording, like say in the Hebrew, that's Yah Ha Wah Ha. So when you got that ha at the end, you flip it. So it's Yahweh. Yahweh. It's not a va in there. It's a Yahweh. Okay? Yahweh, the existing one, the proper name of the true God. And God means power. Okay? The proper name of the true God. So the proper name of the true power. And like you say, it's not pronounced Jehovah. Jehovah. The J's wasn't even, like you say, the J's came after, okay? Especially when you have the one they call Jesus. The J's wasn't even in play back then, okay? All right. And like you say, he said I will curse them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Okay? People are like, well, why would the Lord do that? All right, why would the Lord do that? Because the Lord let you know that His thoughts are not His thoughts. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. We do not have the capacity here in these carnal bodies, okay, to even fathom inkling of what the Lord ways, okay, His thoughts, all right. We'll explode trying to get all that knowledge, okay. We don't have that understanding of the Lord, okay. We do have the understanding through, like you say, the law, statutes, commandments. The Lord have gave us a certain understanding. The elect men, okay, like you say, the elect. He let the elect, Lord willing, we those men to obtain the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what we need to know in these times, okay, and throughout times, all right. But just knowing the actual thoughts of the Lord and how He works, all right, we can't fathom that. All right. So you have now where you have these other nations, the so-called Edomites, which is so-called white men. All right, and even our people, they try to go and say that we're not the children um, of the Heavenly Father. We're not of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, but you so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true Hebrew Israelites. Take the black out of it. You so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? And also we're scattered, like you say, so Israel is like unto a speckled bird. So that means we are scattered, all right? This is Deuteronomy. I'm going to start 28, and I'm going to start at verse 14. It says, and thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to do right hand or to the left hand, to go after other gods to serve them. Okay? So when you read on up, like you say, the Lord, 1 through 13, He tells you, let's go over here, that, let's read it. Verse 1, Deuteronomy 28 and 1, it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the, Yahweh thy power, because that's the Lord, Yahweh, not Jehovah, Yahweh thy power, to observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power, because God is power, that's what it means, will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So the Lord told us that we abide by, His word and hearken to His name diligently. The nation of Israel will be flourishing throughout, above all nations throughout the world. But we see time and time again throughout the scriptures how we constantly went off, mingled with the other nations. And when we mingle with the other nations, what do? We start whoring after other gods. Okay? Now let's go back down to verse 14. Now, the Lord, when you go through and you constantly read 2 through 13, He tells you how you're going to be, He's going to, like the blessing, okay? How He's going to uplift you. But look at when we go into 14 and 15. It says, if thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left hand. So don't look to the right, don't look to the left. You know that straight gate. You abide by hearkening to my name, and you abide by the law, statutes, commandments. You'll be good. But then it says, or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them. That's why He didn't want us to mingle with these other nations, because um, our men get with these other women, other nation of women, and next thing you know, we're up there abhorring after their gods. Okay? Verse 15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay? And when you keep reading, you got these are the curses that's coming upon thee. All right? Cursed thou shalt be in the city, and cursed thou shalt be in the field. Wherever we go, we are cursed. You know what I'm saying? The other nations are over us. Okay? We're the lowest of the low. Now, we do see how, in these latter times, how the curses are starting to turn over on Esau. All right? With this right here letting you know that if the Lord brought us lower for doing, going off, then he did a 180. We supposed to be in power, but we did a 180. Now we're low, and now the people that's within the lower, supposed to be in the lower state, are in power. The earth will give into the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, who and where is he? Okay. Now we seeing the son of perdition being revealed going into 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3, or 3 verse 2, 2 verse 3. Um, we see that, but let's go to the origin of how and what and how we ended up in this state. Okay, being subject to the hoods. Okay, getting shot by the police. All right, constantly. Also, all nations looking down upon us. Like when we they see, like I say, we supposed to be half the lowest of the low. We don't even supposed to be 100% human. Okay, we supposed to be somewhat like an animal. That's the way the world have deemed so-called black, Latinos, and Native American. We only good for shooting the basketball. Okay, not intellectually smart. But the thing is, when you look and do your research, a lot of the inventions, okay, a lot of the building how to made America great, as Trump says, how America became the top and the most powerful country. How did that come about? First, it started off with, it was built on the back of you so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans, and it flourished. All right. And Esau touched the apple of the Lord's eye. And if you touch the apple of the Lord's eye, that means you got a recompense coming to you. All right? Now, I want to go down to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. All right? Deuteronomy 28 and 68. It says, and Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I speak unto you. Thou shalt see it no more again. Now, how are they seeing it? How are they seeing it again now? And these gutter rats over in Israel, the Lord said you would not see it no more again. No man, and then we're gonna go to Revelations and get that how no man will buy you. So who redeemed these so-called Jewish people? Who redeemed them and put them over in that land? They did it to themselves, because this is they run the world. Okay. They are the wicked. Job 9:24. They are the wicked. All right, so let's keep going. It reads, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Okay? Now, when you go and look at the transatlantic slave trade, like they said, I mean, that went on for 400, probably 400 plus years, where they started going and picking up you Israelites, Hebrew Israelites, and bringing them over here to the Americas. Okay, all right. Now, when they was doing that, when you look at it, that's a lot of years. Okay, they say it was like 12 million people that were 12 million slaves that was brought over, and like you say, that number is probably is substantially way lower than what the true accuracy of the number is. Because you got to think, they didn't keep track of every last slave that was brought over. Also, just think of how many slaves that jumped and were thrown off those ships. And you think they were just walking around Africa just do. Africa is a continent, okay? They just walking around, and then when they see a ship keep coming back and forth for 400 years, they then running away. No, they were prepared for that. But the thing is, those Hamites over there, which are those who they want to call Africans, those Hamites over there were actually helping in on the shipment of you so-called Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Well, mainly, like you say, the Southern Kingdom, which is the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. They were in cahoots with the the Edomites, which were those Amalekites at the time. You know, like I said, at the time they were one of the the main vocals of getting you shipped. Also, Salaki. Also, it was it wasn't just them. Okay, it was other nations that was helping out. All right, let's go. I'm gonna get Psalms. What is that? Psalms chapter. You know, because the Arabs was involved as well. I mean, you had these other nations, all of them. All right, all right. So this is Psalms 83. I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people." All right, and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right. So who is the people? The Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. They took crafty counsel. Now, who took crafty counsel? All right. Those were the Edomites and those other nations that were in cahoots together. Because they knew the power, when you connected to your Heavenly Father, they knew the power that the Israelite brought when they were basically walking that straight way, that straight line. Okay? When they wasn't worshiping other gods, when they were being diligent, hearkening to the Lord, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. And the Son now, because that's who we have to the source that we got to get through to get to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai. So when we're in line with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, our power and it flourishes upon the earth. So they knew this, and they know how we went off, pouring out the other gods, and the Lord punished his the people of the covenant. The Lord punishes when we went off. So verse 80 Psalms 83 and 4 says, "They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." All right. And verse 5 says, "For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." Okay. So when they are confederate, what is confederate? Let's go see what confederate means. And that's joined together. You know what I'm saying? That's Barath. Barayath. And that says a covenant, all right? An alliance, pledge, okay? Between men, treaty, alliance, a league. So they came together, okay? In agreement and pledge that they were going to cut us off from being a nation, all right? And that's what they did. And that's what's going on today. But we're starting to wake up, okay? And the devil, which is and like you say, the devil mean deceiver, and the so-called white man have deceived a lot of you jakes as well as the world. Which, when you go over to when you go and do research, and just pull up and look at what's happening on the eastern hemisphere of the world, you know that a lot of the other nations know who the so-called black man, or you know what I'm saying, the so-called Native Americans and so-called Latinos, who they truly are. They know that we're the Hebrew Israelites, but our people don't want to hear that. They want to stay in that mindset or under the foot of Esau. Okay, This is Deuteronomy. Um, you know what? I want to do Deuteronomy 13 and verse 14. All right. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. Okay. Now, when you read on up, it was the sign that did great wonders. That was that's the beast. You know what I'm saying? And one of those great wonders was that the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay. And shit, all this great wonder you could look at it is how they get us so much mentally gone as far as knowing who we are. Okay, that's what other nations are in wonder too. Even though they were in cahoots together, they see the wicked sorcery of Esau. All right. And it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, and had the power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live. Now we know, like I say, the old Roman Empire. Then, like I say, the British, then America. America is Rome 2.0. Okay, and America runs most of the world. Now, who runs America? In general, the so-called white man. Who runs the world? In general, the so-called white man. All right? Who got us in subjection? The so-called white man. Other nations now, they do, like you say, in cahoots. Go back to Psalms 83. But overall, they know who we are. And they know the curses goes back to you so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? The elites of the world know the scriptures as well. Okay? That's how they knew how to take us down and how to keep us in the lowest of the low. And they also know that they're going to be, that the Lord is returning, and they also know that we're going to be brought back into our understanding, and we're going to be delivered out of this hell. The elect will be delivered, okay, out of this hell. All right, but those curses, when you look and do a research, goes back into so-called black, Latinos, and Native Americans. And with that, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the argument that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.